Kanye West storms Piers Morgan uncensored, unleashing a tirade of insults as Piers challenges his anti-Semitic rants. The clash spirals into chaos, leaving viewers stunned as security looms. The studio lights burn hot as Piers Morgan leans forward, his eyes locked on Kanye West, who slouched in the guest chair, jaw tight, fingers drumming on the armrest. The air's thick with tension, the audience hushed, sensing the storm about to break. Piers, never one to shy away from a fight, dives right in. Kanye, your social media posts over the past 2 years have stirred up a firestorm, particularly your anti-Semitic remarks. They've caused real pain, real harm. Don't you think it's time to own that? To show some accountability for the millions who hang on your every word? Kanye's eyes narrow, a smirk tugging at his lips. He leans back, crossing his arms. Accountability? Piers, you're out here playing morality police, but you're just a hack chasing clout. You don't get to lecture me. I speak truth, and you're too small to handle it. The audience gasps, a ripple of shock spreading through the studio. Piers raises an eyebrow, unfazed, but his voice sharpens. Small? Kanye, I'm asking you to explain why you think it's okay to spread hate. You've got a platform bigger than most governments. Your words aren't just words, they're weapons. You hurt people, and you don't seem to care. Piers leans in closer, his tone steady but biting. Why double down on anti-Semitism? Why not apologize? Kanye bolts upright, his voice booming. Apologize? For what? Speaking my mind? You're the one who should apologize, Piers, for sitting there acting like you're some saint. You're a fraud, man, a washed-up tabloid vulture who thrives on tearing people down. The crowd murmurs, some clapping, others whispering. Kanye's not done. He jabs a finger at Piers. You're obsessed with me, aren't you? You wish you had my influence, my genius. You're jealous, Piers scoffs, shaking his head. Jealous? Of what, Kanye? Your chaos? Your rants that make no sense half the time? I'm trying to have a real conversation, but you're dodging. Answer the question. Why keep pushing this hateful rhetoric? The studio's electric, every eye glued to the two men. Kanye's face twists, his voice dripping with venom. You want to talk hate? Look in the mirror, Piers. You're the one hating on me, on my freedom. You're a puppet for the establishment pushing their narrative. I'm out here breaking chains, and you're scared of that. Kanye's shouting now, his hands slashing the air. The audience is on edge, some cheering, others booing. Piers holds up a hand, trying to regain control. Scared? I'm not scared of you, Kanye. I'm worried about you. You're spiraling, and you're taking millions of fans down with you. You're not breaking chains. You're building walls of division. You're hurting people, and you're too stubborn to see it. Piers's voice is firm, but there's a flicker of concern in his eyes. Kanye laughs, a harsh, bitter sound. Worried about me? Save it, Piers. You're not my therapist. You're a nobody who got lucky with a mic. You want to talk division? You're the king of it, stirring up fights to keep your sad little show alive. Kanye's words are personal now, cutting deep. The crowd's buzzing, sensing the lines, been crossed. Piers's jaw tightens, but he keeps his cool, his voice low and pointed. Nobody? Kanye, I'm here doing my job, asking questions you don't want to answer. You're deflecting because you know you're wrong. You're not a martyr, you're a man who's lost his way, and it's painful to watch. The studio goes quiet, the weight of Piers's words hanging heavy. Kanye's eyes flash with rage, and he leans forward, his voice a growl. Lost my way? You're the one who's lost, Piers. You're a sellout, a coward hiding behind your desk. You think you can judge me? You're nothing. Kanye's practically spitting, his aggression filling the room. The audience is stunned, the tension unbearable. Piers stares him down, his patience fraying. Kanye, you're proving my point. You can't have a real conversation Because you're too busy attacking. You're not well, and it's obvious to everyone watching. Piers's words are a gut punch, and Kanye's face contorts with fury. The confrontation's spiraling, and the hook's set. How much further will Kanye go before this blows up completely? Kanye's fury erupts as Piers calls him unstable, hurling vicious insults and dragging Piers's career through the mud. The clash escalates, teetering on the edge of chaos, with the audience gripped by the raw hostility. Kanye's eyes blaze, his voice a snarl as he slams his fist on the armrest. Not well? You're diagnosing me now, Piers? You're a journalist, not a doctor, so stay in your lane, you arrogant fool. The audience gasps, the studio crackling with raw energy. Kanye's not just defensive, he's unhinged, his words slicing through the air. You think you can sit there and call me crazy? You're the one who's lost it, chasing headlines with your fake outrage. Piers leans back, his face a mask of controlled anger, but his voice cuts like a blade. Kanye, I'm not diagnosing you. I'm stating what everyone sees. You're dodging accountability, lashing out like a cornered animal. You can't even address your own words. Why is that? The crowd murmurs, some nodding, others shouting support for Kanye. The divide is palpable, and Piers presses harder. You've hurt people with your anti-Semitic rants. You've got kids looking up to you and this is what you give them? Kanye laughs, a sharp, mocking sound that echoes in the studio. Kids? You don't care about kids, Piers. You care about your ego, your ratings. You're a leech, feeding off my name to stay relevant. He leans forward, his voice dripping with contempt. You're a has-been, man. Your show's a circus, and you're the clown. Keep my name out your mouth. The audience erupts, some cheering Kanye's audacity, others booing his venom. The tension's a live wire, ready to snap. Piers's eyes narrow, but he keeps his tone steady, almost icy. A clown? At least I'm not the one hurting my own legacy, Kanye. You were a genius once, but now you're a walking disaster, and you're too blind to see it. The words sting, and Kanye's face twists, his hands gripping the chair like he might lunge. The crowd's on edge, sensing the confrontation's tipping point. Piers doesn't let up. You talk about truth, but all you're spreading is hate. Why can't you face that? Kanye shoots to his feet, towering over the desk, his voice booming. Face what? Your lies? Your agenda? You're a lapdog for the system, Piers, and you hate me 'cause I'm free. He jabs a finger at Piers, his words personal and vicious. You're a sellout who'd rather kiss up to power than stand for anything real. You're pathetic. The studio's chaos now, shouts and jeers filling the air. Security hovers at the edges, their presence a silent threat. Piers stands too, matching Kanye's intensity, his voice rising but measured. Free? You're not free, Kanye. You're trapped in your own head, spewing nonsense and calling it truth. You're not a hero. You're a liability. The crowd roars, split down the middle. Piers points at Kanye, his patience gone. You've got no answers, just insults. You're embarrassing yourself, and it's sad. Kanye's laugh is bitter, his eyes wild. Sad? You're the sad one, Piers, clinging to your little platform like it matters. You're a nobody without me here, and you know it. He steps closer, his voice a growl. You want to talk mental? Look at yourself, obsessed with judging me while your career's in the gutter. The personal attack lands hard, and the audience gasps, the atmosphere suffocating. Piers's jaw clenches, his composure fraying. Kanye, you're proving my point again. You can't defend your actions, so you attack me, my career, anything to avoid the truth. Piers's voice is low, dangerous. You're not just rude, you're unhinged, and it's dangerous for someone with your influence. The studio's silent for a split second, the weight of the accusations sinking in. Kanye's face contorts, and he leans over the desk, inches from Piers. Dangerous? You're the danger, Piers, with your fake moralizing, your biased garbage. You're a hypocrite, and I'm done with you. Kanye's shouting, his aggression filling the room, the audience frozen. The hook's razor sharp. Will Kanye's next move push this beyond repair, or will Piers finally shut him down? Kanye's rage peaks, attacking Piers's politics and bias, but Piers delivers a crushing takedown, exposing Kanye's instability. Security drags Kanye out, and the viral clash leaves viewers stunned, debating free speech and accountability. Kanye's voice thunders, his finger stabbing the air inches from Piers's face. You're done, Piers. You're a shill, pushing your right-wing propaganda, pretending it's journalism. You're biased, and everyone sees it. The audience is a powder keg, some cheering Kanye's defiance, others shouting him down. The studio feels like it's about to combust, every word a spark. Kanye's not just confrontational, he's feral, his eyes wild with fury. You're no better than the tabloids you came from, man. You're a liar, and I'm exposing you. Piers stands firm, his voice cutting through the chaos like a knife. Exposing me? Kanye, you're exposing yourself. You're so lost in your own narrative you can't even see reality anymore. The crowd's buzzing, hanging on every syllable. Piers steps closer, his tone sharp but controlled. You call me biased? Fine. But I'm not the one spreading hate, hurting communities, or dodging responsibility. That's all you. The accusation lands like a sledgehammer, and Kanye's face twists, his voice a low growl. Responsibility? You want to talk responsibility? You're responsible for pushing division, for giving a platform to liars while you silence the truth. Kanye's practically spitting, his hands slashing the air. You're a coward, Piers, hiding behind your desk, too scared to face someone like me who's real. The audience erupts, the noise deafening. Security edges closer, their radios crackling, but Piers holds up a hand, signaling them to wait. He's not done. Real? Kanye, you're not real. You're a delusion wrapped in a tantrum. Piers's voice is ice cold, his words deliberate. You're not a truth-teller, you're a deranged man who's causing more harm than good. You're not well, and it's time someone said it plain. You need help, not a microphone. The studio goes dead silent, the weight of Piers's words sucking the air out. Kanye's eyes widen, his breath ragged, and for a split second, he's speechless. Then he explodes. Help? You're the one who needs help, you smug washed up. Hack! Kanye's voice cracks with rage, his body shaking. You're nothing without me, Piers. You're a parasite, and I'm done with your fake show. He slams his fist on the desk, the thud echoing. The crowd's on its feet, some chanting Kanye's name, others booing. Piers's face hardens, his patience obliterated. That's it, Kanye. You've crossed every line. You're not here to talk, you're here to scream and insult. I've given you every chance, but you're too far gone. Piers's voice rises, commanding the room. You're a danger to yourself and your fans, and I won't let you use my show to spread your poison. Get out. The audience gasps, the finality of Piers's words hitting hard. Kanye laughs, a bitter, defiant sound, and leans over the desk. Make me, Piers. You don't run me. Kanye's taunting, his aggression daring Piers to act. The studio's a tinderbox, and Piers doesn't flinch. He nods to security, his voice calm but ironclad. Escort Mr. West out. We're done here. 4 guards move in, their faces grim, and Kanye spins, shouting at them, You touch me, and it's over for you. I'm Kanye West. But the guards don't hesitate, grabbing his arms as he struggles, still yelling. This is censorship. You're all sheep. The crowd's in chaos, some filming on their phones, others stunned silent as Kanye's dragged toward the exit, his voice fading. Piers watches unflinching, then turns to the camera, his voice steady. That's what happens when ego outruns reason. Kanye West needs help, not a platform. We'll be back tomorrow. The feed cuts, and the clip goes viral within hours, racking up millions of views. Online, reactions explode, some calling Piers a hero for standing up to Kanye's toxicity, others accusing him of silencing free speech. The debate rages, but one thing's clear. Piers drew a line, and Kanye's meltdown became a stark lesson in the cost of unchecked influence. The story ends not with a question, but a statement. Accountability matters, and no one's above it.